Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks, where you'll always get at least two of those three. Today you've got me, the Margarita Kid, and I am drinking a bourbon that I think is called Musician from the Still Austin Brewery. And today I'm going to be reacting to Lovebites. The track is called A Frozen Serenade. This is a live version. I've only reacted to two Lovebites songs so far, and in the comments to just those two songs, I received like over 70 different songs to react to, individual ones. But this one was far and away the one that I think I saw the most people recommend and speak very, very highly of. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a listen, and we will see what we get. I mean, so far these girls have been extremely talented, and I've been told that they do a lot of different styles, and so I'm interested to see what we get with this specific song. It's longer than I usually go for my first pause, but I was kind of sucked in a little bit. So this is really good. I think it's got the original bassist still playing. I think what's his name, Miho. I know that 2021 is the year that she left, but I'm assuming this is before she left because I think I saw her. They haven't really showed the band too much, and it's a little dark, but I think I saw her. Stylistically, this is a little simpler than what I had heard before. It's got that cool riff going on, but it's still kind of that. I wouldn't even necessarily call this metal yet. The sound quality, kind of has that tone and distortion to it. But so far, it's been pretty straightforward. So yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes. There was something else I was going to say, but I'm drawing a blank. Shouldn't have waited this long to speak. Let me go back. Now that's a great chord change right there. I caught that the first time as well, but I wanted to call that one out. kind of got that symphonic metal thing going on. Um, it's not even like the guitar riff. It's almost like a half riff, half lead that's been going on. It's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, the chord changes are definitely not kind of your standard metal chord changes, and I suspect that I'll be finding that a lot with this band as I get into them. Sorry to interrupt that. I'm going to go back and start that over. But that transition that's just happened here was fantastic. They started throwing a little bit of flair in. Nothing that seemed flash only. Like, it was pretty cool. It was tastefully done. It was showed some chops, but it didn't seem like it was just playing fast for fast sake, which I appreciated. But then this transition, the snow farts, yes, the snow starts falling, piano playing. Sounds like we've got some acoustic guitar coming. Cool transition, and I suspected something like that was coming up. I don't know why, but so many people talked about this as being almost like a transcendental song. So I figured that it had to shift around a little bit. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to go back even just a little bit more so I can catch this full transition. Oh, and I think, isn't she a ballerina, the singer? To cut it off in the middle of a guitar solo, but it sounded like that was a long one, and I needed to go back and look at her neck, not her neck, but the guitar neck here. 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. This is a massively long neck for where it cuts off on the body. There's very little frets once you hit the body, right? So you've got your 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. 15, 17, 19, 21. You're getting up into 24, almost 2 full octaves before you're hitting the neck. I've never played on anything with so much space. Normally, once I start hitting around 17 or 19, I'm hitting body and I'm having to kind of get my hand over. I think that's maybe, it wouldn't matter to me. I'm not that good that a body like this would make a huge difference. Maybe there was a time when I could have tried to do something like that and actually make it matter. But I think for somebody, when you're at the top of your game, having that extra space to not hamper you allows you to do things that you might not otherwise be able to do. Just kind of a speculation on my part, but that's just what I was thinking of when I saw her playing that. Again, sorry for cutting off the solo, but when you have a band that does 3-minute solos, you might have to cut in. But I also have to call out the bass on this part is also fantastic. Solos like this, I say solos, which is really my instinct for when I'm talking about instrumentals. I mean, obviously in this case it's clearly a duet because you just had two people playing 1,000 notes a second perfectly on top of each other. So it wasn't a solo, it was a duet. But the bass has to really carry a lot of it has to carry the whole background, right? Normally when you have two guitars, lead guitars like this, one of them's playing lead, the other one's playing some sort of riff or something. But when you've got two guitars going off, you need to have a bass that's going to be filling in a lot more than just like a thump, thump, thump. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So this is a lot more intense than the background originally when she was singing. I'm at 5:47. I'm just going to jump back for a second. Triplets. It's going so fast I can't tell. As always, I always mention that I don't know a whole lot about drumming, but it's funny. She's wearing these gloves, and the dress and everything together just makes, to me, her look much less of somebody who would be playing in this band than the other ones. Maybe it's because she's sitting down, but something about, I think the gloves just gives her like this 1950s housewife kind of look or something. It just kind of cracks me up a little bit. Maybe it's just me. But she's killing it. Don't get me wrong. else. How many people are in the band? There's the drummer, the singer, bassist, 2 guitar players. Is there a synth player? Or is the synthesizer that I'm hearing in the background here like just a background recording? I'm sure they made it. I have no problem with background recordings playing live. It's almost like a synthetic string sound or something. Something that didn't dawn on me till just now, I think because they've been playing a lot in unison, is you really do get a very strong panning, not panning, but each guitarist is in a different one of the ears a lot more strongly. So back there, just a second ago, when they were kind of going back and forth, it struck me a little bit that it's mixed that way. That's cool. Man. Wow. So musically, that's just a tour de force. That was one of the better constructed songs I think I've heard in a long time, just in terms of the way that it built. And I know I may have harped on that a little bit too much, but my first time, and I'm catching things that you guys have all heard before. But the construction of having it start off simply and slowly build and add in a little bit more intensity. And just as it starts getting intense and they started throwing in some of the more virtuosic playing, all of a sudden it cuts, right? And they go off to the piano and the snow, and it's almost like it had this break just as it was building up to some sort of a, not necessarily a climax, but into something bigger, and then all of a sudden it's like they were teasing you, and then they cut off and they go to something else, and they have the acoustic guitars, and you just kind of get caught up into that, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're back into it. And even within the ending, it continues to get bigger and bigger, and that's why I said they kind of added those strings to just even enhance everything else. I say strings, I think it was a synth thing, but overall, that was just fantastic. And again, when I think of symphonic metal, I don't know that I would actually call this symphonic metal necessarily, but it has a lot of kind of theatrical chord changes and melodies and things that might be a little more, as Peter Jackson from the guy that directed The Lord of the Rings always talks about, wanting his music to be hummable. And there's a lot of melodies that were in here that I could find myself kind of singing to myself as I'm going about my business later today or tomorrow. This was really cool. I can see why people were really talking about this one. And I have to admit, I didn't focus on the lyrics as much with this one, which I was planning on doing. They even had them on the screen, but I was kind of so entranced with everything that was happening musically that I won't say I necessarily glossed over them, but it's kind of what happened. So I want to go back and listen to this one another time or two to listen to the lyrics and see if there's something in there that I should have caught this time around that I didn't. The only thing that I caught in the back of my head was that I saw that there was mentionings of some birds and things and maybe butterflies, and I seem to remember the last song had things about birds in them as well. So maybe there's a lot of nature kind of themes in their songs. But yeah, I think this band, it's going to take me a little while to come to grips with their musical talent before I'm able to put some focus on their lyrics. I think it's going to be a few songs that I'm just going to be continually blown away by what they're doing musically before it kind of sinks in and I'm used to it, and then I can start focusing on some other things. So if you stick with me and you watch some more of my Lovebites reactions, maybe you'll see me on my own little journey of getting to that point where I can think about things like the vocal melody and the meaning of the lyrics. I'm still not there yet, but either way, this was cool. I'm glad everybody recommended this, and I hope everybody has a good day. Um, Weekend's coming up. Is the weekend? Oh, it's not. It's like Wednesday. Never mind. I hope you have a good rest of the week. Man, there's nothing worse than thinking the weekend's coming up and it's not. Any case, that's it for me. Everybody, have a great day. Take care. Thanks.